नमस्कार, स्वागतम, सुस्वागतम, अभिनंदनम, सत श्री अकाल, राधे राधे, केम छो, अस्सलाम वालेकुम, वणक्कम, नमस्कारम. इथे जमलेल्या सर्वांचे अस्तित्व 2023 मध्ये सहर्ष स्वागत. उत्तरम यत समुद्रस्य हिमाद्रेश्चैव दक्षिणम वर्षतत भारतम नामम भारतीय यत्र संततिः. अर्थात आपल्या सर्वांचा हा भारत देश, ज्याच्या उत्तरेला हिमालय तर दक्षिणेला समुद्र, आणि अशा या भारत देशात राहणारे आपण सर्व भारतीय. याच भारताची संस्कृती आणि विरासत जपणाऱ्या उत्सवात म्हणजे बृहन महाराष्ट्र वाणिज्य महाविद्यालय आणि फ्लिटगार्ड फिल्टरमॅन मॅप्रो यांच्या संयुक्त विद्यमानाने प्रस्तुत अस्तित्व 2023 मध्ये मी आपल्या सर्वांचं सहर्ष स्वागत करीतो. भारतीय संस्कृती आणि विरासत. भारतीय संस्कृती अत्याधिक प्राचीन, अद्वितीय आहे आणि विविधतेच्या आणि विशेषतः भाषा, संगीत, नृत्य, वस्त्र आणि विद्या यांच्या क्षेत्रात व्यापकपणे प्रसिद्ध अशी आपली भारतीय संस्कृती. या भारतीय संस्कृती आणि विरासतीतील मूल्यांबद्दल विशेषतः तरुणांमध्ये व्यापक जागरूकता निर्माण करणे हे अत्यंत गरजेचे आहे. हाच उद्देश मध्यवर्ती ठेवून गेल्या 13 वर्षांपासून बृहन महाराष्ट्र वाणिज्य महाविद्यालय हेरिटेज कलेक्टिव्ह विभागाद्वारे दरवर्षी आंतर महाविद्यालयीन सांस्कृतिक उत्सव साजरा केला जातो, तो म्हणजे अस्तित्व. Every year, AstitvA organizes various sub-events through which participants showcase their talents. It is a one-stop destination for all the performers. This year, AstitvA brings to you overall 13 different events where participants learn, perform, and strive to win. अस्तित्व हा एक असा उत्सव आहे जो भारतीय वारसा आणि संस्कृतीच्या सौंदर्याचा उत्सव साजरा करतो, आणि ही संस्कृती आपला खरा वारसा आहे. म्हणूनच संचयपदिकेमध्ये आपले विचार हे आपल्याच तीर्थक्षेत्रांभोवती फिरतील. रेखाटनामध्ये महिला क्रांतिकारकांचे आदर्शवाद रेखाटले जातील. क्लिकेथॉनमध्ये भारतीय खाद्यपदार्थांची छायाचित्रे उमटतील. स्वदेशीमधून स्वाभिमानाची पुकार येईल. निबंधामध्ये आपल्यापणाचे विचार मांडले जातील. याचबरोबर संपूर्ण संस्कृती रंगमंचावर उतरवण्यासाठी नृत्यालंकार, वाद्यालंकार आणि स्वरालंकार यांची आपल्या वारशासोबत सांगड घालण्यासाठीचेच हे अस्तित्व, जे ना की फक्त स्पर्धा, महाविद्यालय यांच्यापुरतं मर्यादित नसून सामाजिक बांधिलकी जपण्यासाठी कार्यरत असणाऱ्या मेळघाट व सेवा सहयोग यांच्या या एनजीओच्या प्रयत्नात अविरतपणे साथ देत आहे. आपल्या तरुणाईमध्ये औद्योगिकतेचे बीज रुजवण्यासाठी व विद्यार्थ्यांमध्ये खरा उद्योजक व त्याचा स्वाभिमान जागवण्यासाठी आपल्या या अस्तित्वामध्ये आपल्याच विद्यार्थ्यांद्वारे स्टॉल्सचे आयोजन देखील केले जाते. एकंदर आपली संस्कृती, आपला वारसा आणि आपला स्वाभिमान यांना उजाळा देण्यासाठी अस्तित्व नेहमी तत्पर आहे. हे तेज असेच सदैव राहावे हीच देवी सरस्वती चरणी प्रार्थना. आता व्यासपीठावरील सर्व मान्यवरांना मी विनंती करतो की त्यांनी दीप प्रज्वलन करून हे क्षण आणखी तेजोमय करावे.
जय शारदे वागेश्वरी, जय शारदे वागेश्वरी, विधि कन्यके विद्याधरी वागेश्वरी, वागेश्वरी.
जय शारदे वागेश्वरी, जय शारदे वागेश्वरी.
Thank you so much, sir. Good morning, everyone. What a lively morning it has been. I, Manvi Khare, on behalf of Team AstitvA, am standing here proudly to address you all on the special day of AstitvA 2023. As we all know, theme for this year is G20 Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This was a momentous year where India has taken over the presidency of G20 Forum. We are really happy to share that our event is coinciding with the 18th G20 Summit that is taking place in New Delhi. Over 25 world leaders, along with other delegates, will be attending this grand event in Pragati Maidan. We have tried to cover some aspects of G20 through our event themes, such as essay on India's role in G20, quiz on history and culture of cities that had G20 Summit in India, UNESCO World Heritage Sites, soft powers of India, and sustainable development goals. We have even represented some of the cities that had G20 Summit through our backdrop, like Kesar from Kashmir, Bharatnatyam from Chennai, Dhol Patak from Pune, Pearl from Hyderabad, Bandhni Pagdi from Jaipur, and Sitar from Andhra Pradesh. Here, I would also like to mention that each and every element that you can see here is made by our designing team. India is the land of culture, traditions, flavors, and rituals. AstitvA, from past so many years, has been inculcating all these aspects that highlight and glorify the richness of our nation, and it promises to do so in the coming years as well. Now, I would like to call our principal, Dr. Jagdish Lanjikar, sir, to present his welcome address.
Namaste. Respected guest of honor of today's program, Dr. Mohan Agashe. Respected Shri Ramdasji Palsule, organizer of this AstitvA event, our teacher, Professor Prakash Bonde sir, Vice Principal, Professor Vasanta Diwar sir, my other teacher colleagues, volunteers, and students from BMCC as well as from many other colleges. Heritage Collective department of our college has been trying to unfold, inform, and imbibe among the students the great Indian culture, history, traditions, legacy, and values through various programs like AstitvA, Virasat, throughout the year since the last 14 years. National Education Policy 2020 has directed educational institutes to include Indian knowledge system in the curriculum, and happy to inform you that we have started to implement NEP from this year and have introduced 2 courses, namely Introduction to Vedas and Kautilya Arthashastra for the first year degree programs. BMCC has signed an MOU with Bhandarkar Oriental Research Institute for the same, and many more MOUs are in the pipeline for various courses based on Indian knowledge system. Our college has already a separate experiential learning board which conducts among around 27 short-term programs, and some of these programs like Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh studies, Mandela art, meditation, etc. are related to Indian knowledge system or Bharatiya Jnana Pranali. There are many examples which show India has the great varied and rich heritage, traditions of knowledge, system throughout the ancient times. Aryabhatta was the great astronomist. Bhaskaracharya, who wrote Leelavati, he was great mathematician. Sushrut was the great surgeon who wrote the scripture Charak Samhita. Patanjali introduced Yoga Shastra through his Yoga Sutras. Bharat Muni guided on dramatics through his book Natya Shastra. Panini, the great linguistic, wrote the book on Vyakaran. Maharshi Kanad has studied the atom, that is Anu, in detail. Introduction of the concept of zero and Ayurveda are the invaluable contributions given by India to the world. All our Vedas, Upanishad, Shrutis, Smritis, Puranas are the storage of knowledge, and we all must be proud of it and apply the knowledge from this hidden treasure for the upliftment of our lives. Once again, I welcome you all and express my best wishes to all the participants of AstitvA. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Today, we have with us Dr. Mohan Agashe, sir, as our chief guest. I take this privilege to introduce him to you all. Dr. Mohan Agashe ji is the winner of numerous national and international awards and accolades, both as actor and medical doctor. He is widely acknowledged as one of the finest stage and screen actors in a career spanning more than 5 decades. Dr. Agashe has scaled new heights in cinema, but his greatest contribution to the Indian theatre has been overseas tours of contemporary Indian theatre from 1918 to 1990, and his pioneering work in introducing concepts of Grips Theatre Berlin in India in 1986, which today has become a self-sustained movement. He was conferred Padma Shri by President of India in 1990 and Sangeet Natak Academy Award in 1996. As an honorary director of Theatre Academy Grips Project, he produced in collaboration with Grips Theatre Berlin and Goethe Institute Pune, entertaining yet meaningful realistic plays, which opened a new chapter in the theatre for children and youth in India. His contribution to the Indo-German cultural collaboration was recognized by Germany with 2 official decorations of the German government. He was awarded with the Cross of Order of Merit from the President of Federal Republic of Germany in 2002 and the Goethe Medal by the President of Goethe Institute in 2004. On the medical side, his pioneering work as professor of psychiatry at BJ Medical College and project to strengthen the mental health education and services translated into a new mental health policy and the state-level Maharashtra Mental Health Institute was set up in Pune in 1991, of which he was the founder director professor. He has also served as the director of Film and Television Institute of India. Till date, he combines his skills and experience in the field of health, education, films, and theatre to produce and present issue-based and quality entertainment to promote health education and social awareness. He also has several national awards to his credit and also the Filmfare and Thespo Lifetime Achievement Award, Vishnudas Bhave Puraskar, Pride of Planet Award, and he was recently awarded with the Punya Bhushan Award. He has also worked in the play titled Zara Samjhan Gya, in which he raised awareness on the behalf of IMA Drive to strengthen the doctor-patient relationship in Pune, India. At present, he is health and medical consultant and honorary director of developing awareness through entertainment. We are honored to have you here with us, sir. Now I would request our principal, sir, to please felicitate Dr. Mohan Agashe, sir. I would now request Sir to please grace us with his valuable words.
नमस्कार. माननीय प्रिन्सिपल, अस्तित्वाचे मार्गदर्शक आणि अस्तित्वाची जाणीव करून देणारे तुम्ही सर्व. मराठीत बोलायचं, हिंदीत, इंग्रजीत का शक्यतो कुठली भाषा नकोच वापरायला. अस्तित्वाचा मूळ उद्देशच असा आहे, तुम्ही तुमच्याकडचे सगळे कार्यक्रम बघितलेत. मी खूप जास्त आहेत आमच्या वेळेपेक्षा, म्हणजे स्पेशलायझेशन खूप वाढलेलं आहे असं लक्षात आलं. रेखाटन वेगळं, चित्रकला वेगळी, रंगकाम वेगळं, वस्त्रालंकार वेगळे, शब्दालंकार वेगळे, नृत्यालंकार वेगळे. तर या सगळ्या ह्याच्यात मला सगळ्यात पहिलं आश्चर्य वाटतं की हल्ली कोणी भाषण करत नाही, सगळेजण भाषण वाचतात. पूर्वी ओरेटरी ही कला होती आणि आपल्या शिक्षणामुळे ही कला मागं पडली. कारण आपलं शिक्षण सगळं वाचन आणि लिखाण याच्या भोवती केंद्रित आहे केलेलं. आता हे कसं झालं, काय झालं हे आपण नंतर बघू. पण लिहिणं ही आलेली सगळ्यात पहिली टेक्नॉलॉजी आहे. जोपर्यंत शब्द बोलीभाषेत होता तोपर्यंत शब्द एकटा नव्हता. शब्दाबरोबर चेहरा होता, शब्दावर आवाज होता आणि तिघं एकत्रपणे तुमच्याशी संवाद साधायचे, जसा माझा आत्ताचा प्रयत्न आहे. अडचण एवढीच आहे की तुम्ही वाचायला शिकलाय त्यामुळं शब्द कळेल तुम्हाला, पण बघायला आणि ऐकायला किती शिकलायत हे मला माहिती नाही. कारण ते शिकवण्याची सोय आपल्या फॉर्मल एज्युकेशनमध्ये नाही. आणि बघणं आणि ऐकणं याखेरीजसुद्धा अनेक परफॉर्मिंग इंटेलिजन्सचे प्रकार आहेत जे तुमच्या अस्तित्वामध्ये सगळे आलेले आहेत. आणि प्रत्येकामध्ये कुठली न कुठली तरी आपण कला म्हणू नये, एक आपल्या जन्माबरोबर मिळालेली गोष्ट असते. शिक्षणाचा खरा अर्थ आपल्याला काय मिळालं आहे ते शोधून काढायचं आणि ते वाढवायचं. नेमकं लिखाण आल्यापासून काय झालं, लिखाण हे आलं जेव्हा माणसाचा विचार करण्याचा मेंदू वाढायला लागला. त्याला आपण कॉग्निटिव्ह ब्रेन म्हणतो किंवा न्यू कॉर्टेक्स असं म्हणतो. आणि या बुद्धीचा मेंदू वाढायला लागल्यानंतर ही बोली भाषा आली. तोपर्यंत भाषा नव्हतीच. भाषा आपल्याकडे फक्त नजरेची आणि आवाजाची होती. म्हणजे तुम्ही जुने सिनेमे पाहिलेत तर शक्यतो शब्दात कुणीही सांगायचं नाही माझं तुझ्यावर प्रेम आहे. सांगायचं का? आता तुम्ही जुने सिनेमे बघत नसाल त्यामुळं कदाचित माहिती नसेल तुम्हाला, पण हल्ली 10 वेळा सांगितलं तरी प्रेम आहे का नाही कळत नाही. कारण प्रेम आहे म्हणतो आणि वागतो वेगळाच असं. आणि तेव्हा प्रेम आहे असं न सांगता सुद्धा प्रेम आहे हे कळायचं. याचं कारण अनेक भाषेत पारंगत होतो आपण. आणि अजूनसुद्धा तुमच्या वाढत्या वयामध्ये तुम्हाला बरोबर कळतं कोण आपल्याकडे कसा बघतोय ते. का हल्लीच्या मुलींनाही कळत नाही तर मला असं वाटत नाही, पण त्यांना जाणीव किंवा मुलांना सुद्धा कळतं. विद्यार्थीचे नव्हतं. फॉर्मल एज्युकेशनमध्ये हे बौद्धिक बुद्धी वाढायला लागली, बुद्धीचा मेंदू जसा आला तसे जशी भांडवलशाही आली तसा तसा बौद्धिक दहशतवाद आला. म्हणजे शिक्षणात आणि सर्वच विषयांमध्ये लिहिलेलं हे फार महत्त्वाचं झालं. लेखन करणं आणि वाचणं. लेखन ज्यांनी शोधून काढलं त्यांनी टेक्नॉलॉजी शोधून काढली. बोली शब्द आधी आला. कारण काय, माझे विचार तुमच्यापर्यंत पोचवायचे आहेत तर मी ते नुसत्या चेहऱ्याने किंवा स्पर्शाने किंवा आवाजाने पोचवू शकत नाही. भावना पोचवू शकतो. आपण कोणावर तरी ओरडतो, कोणावर तरी सॉफ्ट बोलतो, कोणाच्या तरी कानात बोलतो. हे सगळे प्रकार जे आहेत हे कम्युनिकेशनचे आहेत. हे भावनिक संवाद साधण्याचं शब्दाविषयीचं श्रीमंत टेक्नॉलॉजी आहे, जी आपल्याला नंतर सिनेमात बघायला मिळाली. पण मध्ये असा मोठा कालावधी गेला की जेव्हा रेडिओ नव्हता आणि सिनेमा पण नव्हता आणि जेव्हा पुस्तकं होती फक्त. आणि या लिखाणाने मग हळूहळू सर्व क्षेत्र काबीज केली. म्हणजे लिखाण ही टेक्नॉलॉजी नेपोलियनसारखी किंवा चंद्रगुप्तासारखी सर्वीकडे गेली. आणि माहितीचं लिखाण वेगळं, शिक्षणाचं लिखाण वेगळं, करमणुकीचं लिखाण वेगळं, एका वकिलांनी दुसऱ्याला द्यायची नोटिसीचं वेगळं, डॉक्टरांचं लिखाण वेगळं. अशा लिखाणामध्ये अनेक प्रकार आले आणि ते आपल्या बौद्धिक वाढीवरती अवलंबून आले. पण तो बुद्धी असलेला मनुष्य इतका हुशार होता की त्याच्या पहिलं काय लक्षात आलं की आपण हे सगळं लिहिलं, हे कोणाला वाचता आलं नाही तर उपयोग काय. हे म्हणजे उत्तम स्वयंपाक केला आहे पण खायलाच कुणी नाही तर आपल्या स्वयंपाकाचं कौतुक कोण करणार. तर जसं उत्तम स्वयंपाक करणाऱ्याला उत्तम खवय्याची गरज असते तशी उत्तम लेखकाला उत्तम वाचकाची गरज असते. आणि अगदी सुरुवातीला मॅन्युस्क्रिप्ट होतं, कारण ज्याला लिहायला ज्यांनी शोधून काढलं त्यालाच लिहिता यायचं, कारण तो जास्त हुशार होता. तो लिहायचा आणि शब्दांनी, तोंडी शब्दांनी लोकांना शिकवायचा. पण नंतर प्रिंटिंग टेक्नॉलॉजी आली आणि प्रिंटिंग टेक्नॉलॉजी आल्यावर देव जसे घरी पोचले, म्हणजे देवळात जायची गरज उरली नाही. पांडुरंग घरी आपल्या भिंतीवरच आला डायरेक्ट. तसं ही लिहिण्याची टेक्नॉलॉजी म्हणून आपण, कला नाही. सर्व लिहिणारे कलाकार असतात का? नाही. सर्व गाणारे कलाकार असतात का? नाही. सर्व चित्र काढणारे कलाकार असतात का? नाही. सर्व स्वयंपाक करणारे उत्तम स्वयंपाकी असतात का? नाही. हल्ली तर मला कळलं, स्थळ बघताना मुलीच विचारतात तुम्हाला स्वयंपाक येतो का. असं मला माहिती नाही, मी बरेच दिवसात स्थळ बघितलेलं नाही आहे. पण कुठली गोष्ट सुरू होताना मग नजर काय किंवा आवाज काय, पहिले संवाद असतात. आणि हे संवाद भावना पोचवण्याकरता, विचार पोचवण्याकरता असतात. आणि मग ते ज्याच्यात चांगल्या पद्धतीने करता येतं तो त्यातला कलाकार होतो. आता तुम्ही लोकांनी थंडपणे जर विचार केलात तर बघा, सध्या आपण ज्याला कला म्हणून म्हणतो किंवा याच्यात तुम्ही पण केले शब्द, याची सुरुवात खूप पूर्वी लोककला यांनी सुरुवात झालेली आहे. लोकसंगीत, लोकनृत्य, आणि ते का झालं असं? लोककला आल्या किंवा लोकसाहित्य आलं. लोकनृत्य तर अजून चालू असतं. शाळेच्या कुठल्या याच्यात फोक डान्स बसवतात, पण आपल्याला लोकपेक्षा फोक हा शब्द जास्त मराठीत रुळलेला आहे. त्यामुळं फोक डान्स, फोक टेल्स, फोक म्युझिक, त्याचं वैशिष्ट्य काय होतं की बहुतेक सगळ्यांना त्याच्यात पार्टिसिपेट करता यायचं. शाळेमध्ये फोक डान्स का बसवतात? वर्गातल्या सगळ्या मुलींना घेता येतं. कथकली केली तर जमणार नाही सगळ्यांना घ्यायला, बरं. मग ह्याची सुरुवात कशी झाली असेल, का झाली असेल? तर दिवसभर काबाड कष्ट जगण्यासाठी केल्यानंतर, कारण पूर्वी जेव्हा हा मेंदू प्रगत नव्हता तेव्हा मुख्य उद्देश जगणं कसा होता, आणि मग त्या जगण्यातनं उद्या पण जगायला वाटायला पाहिजे असेल तर काहीतरी आनंद मिळणारी गोष्ट घडली पाहिजे आपल्या आयुष्यात. दिवसभर काबाड कष्ट केल्यानंतर संध्याकाळपर्यंत बॅटरी डिस्चार्ज होते, मोबाईलची पण होते, तुमची तो होते खरं म्हणजे. मग ती बॅटरी चार्ज करण्यासाठी ज्या गोष्टी मूलतः नैसर्गिकरित्या आपल्याला दिल्या, त्याच्यामध्ये जे डोळे खड्डा बघायला दिले त्या डोळ्यांनी आपल्याला इंद्रधनुष्य बघायला शिकवलं. ज्या आवाजाने आपण रस्त्यात पटकन बाजूला सरकतो त्याच कानांनी आपल्याला संगीत ऐकता येतं. म्हणजे जगणं आणि ते जगणं आनंदी करणं, या सर्वासाठी जी टेक्नॉलॉजी आहे ती एकच टेक्नॉलॉजी. म्हणजे बघण्याची जी टेक्नॉलॉजी खड्डा बघण्यासाठी आहे तीच टेक्नॉलॉजी सुंदर मुलगा किंवा सुंदर मुलगी बघण्यासाठी वापरली जाते. म्हणजे इंद्रधनुष्य मी का म्हटलं मगाशी, ते सगळ्यांना बघता येतं म्हणून. पण तरुण वयात तुमच्या बहुतेक आपण सुंदर चेहरे बघत असतो तेव्हा आणि हेच संगीताच्या बाबतीत. संगीताची भाषा तुम्ही बघितली तर संगीताला सुद्धा 7 स्वर असे, म्हणजे मुळाक्षरं असतात आपल्याला भाषेला जास्त आहेत, संगीताला कमी आहेत. त्याच्यामुळे त्यात इम्प्रोव्हायझेशनला खूप वाव आहे. तर ते दिवसभर काबाड कष्ट केल्यानंतर एकदा सूर्य बुडाला की परत सूर्य येईस तोपर्यंत काय करायचं आणि कशी बॅटरी चार्ज करायची, म्हणून स्वतःहून लोकांमधून जे आलं त्यातून या फोक आर्ट्स निर्माण झाल्या सगळ्या. आणि हे मला जास्त कधी कळलं, जैतरी जैत या चित्रपटाच्या निमित्ताने मी जेव्हा ठाकर वस्तीत काही दिवस मला काढायला लागले तेव्हा माझ्या लक्षात आलं या ठाकर लोकांचा एक स्वतंत्र नाच आहे, तो ते करतात, तो सगळ्यांना येतो आपल्या. मग असं करता करता ज्यांच्या लक्षात आलं की हे नाच आपण सगळे करतोय पण आपल्यातले दोघं फारच उत्तम करतात, ते कलाकार झाले. बाहेर चित्र काढतात लोक, सगळ्या झोपड्यांवर ठाकरांच्या उत्तम चित्र असतात, किंवा वारली तुम्ही ऐकलं असेल उत्तम. मग हे ज्याला उत्तम जमतं तो चित्रकार होतो. तसं शब्दाची भाषा ज्याला उत्तम कळते तो पूर्वी वक्ता व्हायचा, जोपर्यंत शब्द बोलीभाषेत होता. पण त्याच्यानंतर जेव्हा शब्द लेखी आला तेव्हा मात्र द ओरेटर्स वेर रिप्लेस बाय रायटर्स. बरोबर. वक्ते कमी झाले, लेखक जास्त झाले आणि दी एंटायर 20th century was dominated by writers, whereas the earlier century was dominated by orators. आणि हे रायटरचं डॉमिनेशन आल्यानंतर all our formal education resorted to only half language, that is written word. कारण आपलं शिक्षणाचं माध्यम काय झालं? मीडियम ऑफ एज्युकेशन वॉज टेक्स्टबुक. नाव ॲज आय टोल्ड यू, एक्सप्लेन टू यू अर्लियर, इन रायटिंग there are several genres. Writing for information is different, writing for entertainment is different, writing for education is different. And since print technology was invented much earlier than the camera and the tape recorder, for a big period of time, what happened, or what must have happened, when the writing technology came, the oral word lost its face and lost its voice. Agreed? Agreed? Pakka? If somebody wants not to agree, please raise your hand. I will not agree with him. Anyway, so it was reduced to multilingual communication in the oral phase. Multilingual communication is like what I am talking to you now. The speed of my speech, the volume of my speech, the pauses I take, the tonal quality which I use. At the same time, where I look, when I take pause, I don't take pause. If I smile, if my face gets कोण गडबड करते तिथे, like this, right? So the word was complemented with this. And when written word came, the word lost its, not arms or legs, it lost its parents, I say. So suppose if the sound was the father of the word and image was the mother of the word, when the book became strong, the word became an orphan, and like a child which has lost its parents in a carnival. But the word was lucky because he was under control of a very intelligent person. And so he reassured this orphan word that don't worry, I will look after you. And he opened a big orphanage for this word which lost its face, lost its sound, and that orphanage was called book. And all the words had to live in book. And since it was an orphanage, there was a discipline, like college has a discipline. So you have to get up at certain time, go for breakfast, what time the class is, class not. So he taught word, that discipline, that if you are a written word now, you have to be in a particular order to be understood by the other person. And that is called the grammar. Agreed? Yes? Now imagine somebody who doesn't observe the grammar of a written word and speaks like a box is dropped and everything goes haywire, and the words are lost like this. It is called irrelevant talk, incoherent talk, gibberish talk, right? Which doesn't make any sense. And then such a person is brought to my outpatient department in Sassoon Hospital, which is called mental health department. So you have to observe certain rules. Same is true for the language of music, same is true for the language of drawing or language of image and everything. But we didn't realize it. As long as the spoken word was there, we had a multilingual communication, and the written word came, it dropped. But after many years, that lost word found its father in radio, and much later found the mother in the film. And then he was even baffled. Oh my God, I found my family, but I am in a book. Father is in the sky, and the mother is on the screen. Now in 21st century, we are all lucky, rather, the whole family was lucky to find a very affordable and accessible home, which is called mobile phone. Agreed? Now everybody has access to language of image, language of sound, and language of word. The unfortunate part is, for many years, we have learned only the language of word to read and write. And all these other languages were clubbed together under one name called extracurricular activities. And even today, I'm sure, AstitvA is considered as an extracurricular activity. In fact, AstitvA is as important as the non-AstitvA of the college. That's right. So it is not like this. There is nothing extracurricular. This is a man-made arbitrary division because people with high intelligence realize very soon they are not much good about in these other things. So they had to dominate. So instead of including that in education, they kept it out of education. And in fact, you know, the school, you cannot be admitted to a school unless you have a level of intelligence, which is called cognitive intelligence. Everybody below that level was earlier termed as matimanda, mentally retarded. Now the politicians in the written word realize it's a bad word, so they invented a new word called intellectually challenged. Like they invented a new word for matare. They invented a new word called Jeshta Nagrik, right? Senior citizen, right? But actually it means the old person, right? A Bahirya means hard of hearing. A Andare. What was the difference? One time, because in medical college I found this was much better. Because if you have such a person, I sampoto, 5 minutes sampoto. This is conditioning. Yeah? बाहेर जाऊन सांगितलं वाटतं कोणी की भाषण लांबतं यांचं. All right. So, the reason I was trying to tell you is, and those who were very good at it became writers. Right? And in writing skill, who are the best? Poets. Minimum words, maximum content. Right? In drawing also, one drawing, much content, everything. So it is important that you take AstitvA as seriously as you take your formal so-called studies. In fact, this fact has been proved much more than any other college by BMCC. वाजवा टाळ्या जोरात वाजवा. I am telling you the facts, right? All other colleges may be looked wrongly as a professional college, medical college, engineering college, arts college, commerce. हा घेतल्यानंतर many of your graduates today are successful businessmen or successful politicians or successful in any profession because they could pursue it and they could actually do their BCom not by sitting in the classroom but sitting outside the classroom. I know everything. I know everything. Similarly, like in Film Institute, people sit under the wisdom tree and they become filmmakers. You get time, you get equal time to pursue so-called your extracurricular to equal time in pursuing your formal studies and informal studies. And then you have an opportunity to also find out what are you good at. I won't talk much, but I'll tell you something very important. Today, both parents and students have high levels of anxiety when they are in 10th standard and 12th standard. Do you agree? Many of the cases which come to us, psychiatrists, counselors or anything, they both worried what's going to happen in a very highly competitive, cognitive world. So level of stress is very high, percentage of suicide is very high, percentage of depression is very high, because they think if they do not have any achievements in formal education, what will happen? But if you see, that is not the fact of life. Let us be very honest and face. Today I have been invited to your college. I don't think primarily I have been invited because I am a doctor. I am invited because of my extracurricular activity. Do you agree or no? Yeah. Also, I'll tell you another thing. In my own subject, psychiatry, formal education failed to convince schools, school principals, that there is something called as learning disability. When I graduated from my medical college and specialized in psychiatry, learned about learning disability, autism, I went to various schools in Pune requesting them if they would give me some time to talk to their teachers to make them aware about learning disability, to identify some of the students who probably were not good in study. I was not entertained by a single, no, there were one or two exceptions, by majority of the principals saying that we don't have such problems. Please go to corporation schools. Now this has nothing to do with corporation. Anyway, but why am I telling you this? So, I came back with a small face and practiced only in my hospital whenever there was a chance. Later, about 30 years after, there was a film released called Tare Zameen Par. I'm sure you must have heard name at least or seen the film. And you know what happened suddenly? And I'm telling you the fact. 2 weeks after the film became successful, many of principals of the school in Pune came or called me to request if I could send somebody from the department to talk to the teachers about learning disability. Why this is important to tell, I'll tell you. For learning, intelligence is not enough. Intelligence is too inadequate. As important as intelligence, or probably sometimes more, is interest. Interest in a particular subject is far more important than intelligence which you give naturally. And I can tell you by this simple, if you are interested in something, you actually bloody move on you. Not in the sense, the age in which you are, I know for sure, if you are interested in a particular girl, you know what to do to find her name. Yeah? And not only the name, gradually you find out where she lives also. Yeah? And what are her likes, what are her dislikes. But if you are not interested in any person, you don't. I mean, maybe I am traveling with Jain Narlikar, and I don't know about astronomy in his case. I am not interested. In my 3-hour journey from Pune to Mumbai, I would not ask him a single question about astronomy, which he knows, but I will ask him, "Tumi काय खाता? मी काय वडा खाणार का? वडा कर्जतचा वडा छान असतो." Right? But if you are interested, you will find out who is the person we should approach. Then you will find out about Ayuka. And then you go there. So interest is much more important. Interest is like ovum, which conceives the child of learning and bears it for 9 months. Sperm doesn't do it. So intellectual programming are sperms. They don't do it. They only cause the birth of learning. But learning is a child of interest and intellect. And all your AstitvA activities do help you to find out what your real interest is, and then you can use whatever available intelligence you have to pursue that knowledge of that subject. Because if you are interested, you would be very active in learning. If you are not interested, you will be passive in learning. Then your aim will be only to get the degree, not to know the subject. The whole idea of education is to know the subject, not necessarily to get the degree. Getting the degree is social or educationally important. So I congratulate all those students who have been actively part of AstitvA and multifarious activities of AstitvA. Not just 1 or 2. In our time there were very few. But now when I went through I found out you have such a lot of choice. But I will warn and end on this note. Earlier the life was much simpler because we did not have much information. And our source of information were our parents, our teachers. Later, if at all we developed some intelligence and master reading and understanding from reading, then library. So by the time we had any information about any subject, we were already old enough and have had some experience of life. Now, it's completely opposite. We have too much information without any experience. Right? Now this is dangerous because it can create Formerly it could create greed for knowledge. Now it can create confusion. There's so much information. What AstitvA has so many activities. And each one will try to convince you that you do this activity because he needs you, not because you need the activity. And it is very important, therefore, to know what activity, in what thing you are interested in, because then you are likely to put all your energy in achieving something in that. And like P.L. Deshpande has said, so now you need teachers to guide you through jungle of information and not to give you information. And this is very important, otherwise you will be a lost child. And what is the solution for it? The solution has been already given to us by a renowned laureate P.L. Deshpande. He said, of course you need to survive and you have to do something for survival. And I'm sure everybody does. Everybody has to survive. So everybody has to and will learn and do what needs to be done for survival. But in this process of learning the skills of survival, please make friends with the activities of AstitvA. At least one of the activities of AstitvA, because it will give you the purpose for survival and the reason to survive. And it's pointless to survive without any meaning or without any reason. So please give equal weightage to your studies and equal weightage to all the activities in AstitvA, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I would now like to invite Manav to propose the vote of thanks.
शब्द मनातल्या भावनांना रूप देणारे हेच ते शब्द. या शब्दांच्या जोरावर चालू असणारा हा प्रवास आणि या शब्दातून उभा राहिलेला हा अस्तित्वाचा साज. या प्रवासात तुमची साथ आणि कृतज्ञतेचे भाव शब्दात मांडण्यासाठी नमस्कार मंडळी. संपूर्ण BMCC अस्तित्व परिवाराच्या वतीनं मी मानव राजाराम शिंदे. तुमच्या सगळ्यांचे हे प्रेम आणि स्वार्थापलीकडे जाऊन काम करण्याची जिद्द हेच तर आहे बृहण महाराष्ट्र वाणिज्य महाविद्यालयाचे खरे अस्तित्व. एकंदर पाहता देवा चित्रपटातील काही शब्द मनी येत आहेत. ते असे की एखादी गोष्ट, एखादं वेड असं असतं की ज्याची वाट बघण्यात, ज्याच्या मागे धावण्यात सगळं आयुष्य निघून जातं. पुढे जर ती गोष्ट मिळाली नाही तरी तो प्रवासच इतका सुंदर होऊन जातो. आज तसाच आपला हा प्रवास आणखीन तेजोमय करण्यासाठी आपल्याला लाभलेले प्रमुख पाहुणे डॉक्टर मोहन आगाशे सर यांनी आपल्या या कार्यक्रमाला आणखीनच उजाळा दिल्याबद्दल खरंच त्यांचे मनापासून आभार. या स्पर्धांमध्ये मूल्यमापन करून अमूल्य योगदान देणारे आपले सर्व परीक्षक पंडित रामदास पळसुले, श्रीरंग गोडबोले, राहुल रानाडे, सतीश पाकनीकर, अपर्णा पणशीकर, माणिक दामले, प्रिया गोखले, मृगा किर्लोस्कर, अमीरा पाठणकर, कल्याणी साळेकर, नचिकेत दामले, तृप्ती देडिया, वैशाली कार्लीकर, प्रतिमा अग्निहोत्री या सर्वांचे मनापासून आभार. ज्यांच्या संयुक्त विद्यमाने आपल्या या सोहळ्यात खरी रंगत आली ते सगळे स्पॉन्सर, जसे की टायटल स्पॉन्सर फ्लीटगार्ड फिल्ट्रम, मॅप्रो, प्लॅटिनम स्पॉन्सर कायनेटिक ग्रीन, स्टडी स्मार्ट, असोसिएट स्पॉन्सर बँक ऑफ बरोडा, महिंद्रा मॅन्युलाईफ, बिस्ट्रो गुर्मो, नॉवेल विस्टा, यो सेतू, सपोर्टेड बाय हेरिटेज इंडिया आणि चितळी बंधू मिठाईवाले. नेहमीच आमचे पाठबळ वाढवणारे आपल्या महाविद्यालयाचे प्राचार्य डॉक्टर लांजेकर सर यांचेही मनापासून आभार. अस्तित्वाला पूर्णत्वास नेणाऱ्या सर्वच हेरिटेज कलेक्टिव्हच्या मार्गदर्शकांचेही आभार आणि त्याचबरोबर सर्व शिक्षक आणि शिक्षकेतर कर्मचारी यांचेही आभार. इतर महाविद्यालयाचे प्राचार्य व प्राध्यापक यांचेही मनपूर्वक आभार आणि ज्यांच्यासाठी हा सोहळा आहे ते माझे सर्व स्पर्धक मित्र यांचेही आभार आणि शुभेच्छा. या सोहळ्याचे खरे अस्तित्व म्हणजे प्रेक्षक वर्ग, त्यांचेही आभार. आभार प्रदर्शन ही तर फक्त औपचारिकतेची साध आहे. हा पूर्ण विराम तर खरी सुरुवात आहे. धन्यवाद. I would request everyone to please wait. We have a special performance for you.
Good morning, everyone. I, Khushi Longani, on the behalf of Team AstitvA, would like to welcome you all. As we all know, theme for AstitvA 2023 this time is G20, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The students of BMCC have tried to showcase a representation of all the G20 nations. Let's welcome them all with a huge round of applause. First, we have Bharat, the host of G20 Summit 2023. European Union. Russia. China. Africa. United Kingdom. Saudi Arabia. South Korea. Germany. Canada. Italy. Mexico. United States of America.